Okay, so Google have entered the no-code space. They've just released Firebase Studio, which is their version of Lovable, Bolt.new, Data Button. It's their no-code platform. If you have no coding skills whatsoever and you want to build software with AI, they now have a version for that. And you'll build software using their AI, which is called Gemini. Now, in this video, I'm going to dive into Firebase Studio for the first time with you guys, and we're going to look at how good of a piece of software or how good of a no-code builder this actually is. Is it worth all the hype? It is coming from Google. They're a behemoth. But, how does it compare to a Lovable, to a Bolt.new? We're going to do that in this video. We're going to get stuck in. Let's get into it. I've covered a lot of no-code builders on my YouTube channel, from Lovable to Bolt.new. And there was a video I did about 2 months ago, which compared a whole bunch of these against each other. This screenshot from the video basically splits your no-code builders into two buckets. You have IDEs, integrated development environments, which essentially means I care about the code. I want to know about the code. Maybe I have a little bit of a coding background. And then you have the AI no-code builders, as I call them. This is your Lovables, Bolt.news, Data Buttons. This is for people who have no coding experience, like myself, not technical, like myself, that want to build software. And maybe like you watching this. So where does Firebase Studio fall? First of all, it falls into the bucket of AI builders. If you have no technical knowledge, that is completely okay. So that's the first thing just to differentiate here. It's not a cursor, it's not a windsurf. It's more of a Lovable, more of a Bolt.new, using natural language to prompt an AI to build software for you. Now, the question is, how good does it do this? So I'm going to literally do this for the first time. So we're going to say, try Firebase Studio. It's a cool little UI. Check out, like, lights up like that. Okay, cool. So it literally just integrates with your Gmail. So I've just literally signed up in that instance with Gmail, and we land with something very similar to a Lovable Bolt.new, which is this prompt box. Cool. That when we click, it lights up, which is pretty cool. And this prompt box will ask you what it is that you want to build. They've obviously got a bunch of examples here. So, and a bunch of examples down here. So we're actually going to give it to Google. We're going to say, okay, you guys have said these are your examples. So let's go with a tipping calculator. So a tipping calculator app to help calculate tip on a bill amongst friends. Use a pink and purple color scheme. Very simple prompt. And we're going to go ahead and click prototype with AI. That being said, at the same time, I'm bringing up Lovable because I want to do this on Lovable to see how this compares. And in Lovable, I'm going to give it the exact same prompt, and we're going to see what Lovable does compared to Firebase Studio. So you can see here's a plan this is a plan of how we'll prototype this app. Take a look below and customize as needed. Okay, so it's done something like Data Button will do. It's given you a plan that you'll want to change, and then you execute. So it's given us our features, the layouts, the icons to be used. That's pretty cool. And you can then describe the changes you want to make. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this as is, and we're going to say prototype this app. Okay, let's prototype this app. Sorry, guys, I think I'm getting a little bit sick if it sounds a little bit hard on your end, but we'll get through this. So, okay, so now it's coding. And if we go back to Lovable, that's obviously just gone ahead and straight out built our tipping calculator. Obviously, from a UI perspective, Data Button has it on the right-hand side, the panel that give you the instructions, and then it actually has the preview on the left-hand side. I like that a lot better than how Lovable or Bolt.new do it, where it's this way around, and that's just a personal preference. Okay, so that's done. So it says the first iteration of your app prototype is ready. Try it out in the preview window. Want to make changes, hit this button at the top to switch to the code editor. Okay, so we can switch to the code editor okay, over here, sorry. Okay, so we can switch to code editor. We can switch to prototype it that way. It's a little bit slow, but okay, so there you go. All right, so let's try and use this. So enter bill amount, $500. And then this is quite dynamic, which is quite cool. So if we do a 20%, or let's do something simple, let's do 10%, that should be $50 tip. And we've got 3 friends there, split count, okay, amount per person after adding the tip. And then you can save that split. If we click that, or nothing is going to actually happen. Okay, now if we go to Lovable, we just saw it. This is tip share over here. So the bill amounts, let's do again 500, let's do 10%. We've got little buttons here as well. Number of people, 3, 183. And to be completely honest, off the bat, it looks a lot better than Google, to be honest. So, just by giving the exact same prompt on how it looks, Lovable gives us something that's a lot a lot nicer. So if we had to go here and say, so I like the way it works, but it looks horrendous. I don't think it looks really nice. So can we make sure that this is a nice minimal UI with popping colors and really just further improve it? Maybe take inspirations from modern minimal companies like Nike and Apple, and let's keep it sleek, but let's keep it like, let's have that pop of color to really just bring it to life. Okay, so I've added that in there. Let's add that prompt. Let's see if it like takes our consideration in and makes it look better. So I'm going to skip to that and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so it gave us our change pretty quickly, but I think it looks worse. It's now yellow. We don't even have, I guess if we put the amounts in, okay, we can save the split, but it's the exact same. It's not improved the UI as well at all. I mean, Lovable still looks better. Okay, so maybe we can try and change it ourselves because there's a little select icon in the top right corner here. If we say select, we can select the component. So let's maybe see if we go there. What do you want to do with this element? Okay, so instead of actually changing the color, because what you can do on Lovable is you can click edit. Give a second. You can select this like panel, and then you can go ahead and actually change the background color yourself. On here, you would actually have to describe it. So if we go to this button and we say, can you please change the color of this button to purple? Okay. Okay, so we've asked to change that element to purple. Okay, so now it's changed it, but it's changed the whole UI, not just that button. I mean, because that could be potentially frustrating, right? So if you're asking for just that one button to be changed to a specific color or change the sizing, and then it goes ahead and does it for everything. That's not what we wanted. So ideal, to be honest. Okay, so let's try something else. Okay, so there's another button here which is annotate. So what it looks like is it takes a screenshot of what you're building, and then you can obviously add components. You can literally draw on this, right? So you can change things. So maybe say tip split. Oh wait. So if we say tip split bowl, maybe it'll add that to us. Add it to it. Then I want to maybe we add another button here that says a reset button. And then here we can add additional instructions to say, could you please take what I've written? I want to change the title and then add an additional button. Send drawing. Whatever. Okay, make this change. Please, can you see what I've written? Change the title and then add an additional button. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay, tip split bowl. We have 500. Okay, we've got a reset button. That's pretty cool. So from a functionality point of view, I mean, if you've got kind of a touch screen and you could literally use this on like an iPad and you can just literally go and click annotate and then you can literally just sketch on it. You know how people like sketching with ChatGPT 4.0 now with the image generator, where you can like draw out a whole thumbnail and then use it to generate that. I mean, you can make all the changes here from like a wireframe perspective, right? Draw them on here and then just send that drawing through and it'll make those changes, which I like, which is an awesome feature. And it seems to work fairly decently. So that's definitely a point in their corner. I wanted to try something with actual AI in it, right? So we would have to like integrate an API key because Gemini is obviously the LLM that's been used for Firebase Studio. So let's go ahead and do something like this. Please create a children's storybook generator that uses AI to take in some input on characters and setting and maybe some other components, and will generate a children's storybook or the short storybook. Okay, sorted. So prototype with AI. There was one thing over here I wanted to talk about, import repo. So you can actually import your GitHub repo if you've got this externally, which I'm not too sure if Lovable and Bolt.new allow that. I believe they do, but just not as easy as that, where you can just literally bring your GitHub repo in. That's something to keep in mind. Okay, so Story Spark, we've got the features. Another thing here is this color palette, which I like. I think if you click on this, you can change, you can't actually change it. You'll have to ask to change it, but it's giving you the color palette to start with, which is actually nice because we can use that. You kind of already can imagine what's the style you're going for, because I don't really care about the style of this. I'm not going to change anything. Animations, subtle animations, transitions or navigating between pages. That would be pretty cool. The way it also codes is like, it goes like crazy. Look at this. It's like red, green, red, green. It's like flashy. It's like, it doesn't like flow nicely, but I mean, that's personal preference, but it's like, geez, I have to see that consistently on a day in and day out basis. Frustrate me. Okay, so we've got our story elements. Again, very basic looking UI, but let's say our character name is Jagger. Appearance, I don't know, he's a knight, like the Queen's Knight. Location, let's go with England. Time, ancient times or medieval times. Medieval, my bad. Medieval. Enter the prompt or conflict in the story. Jagger is a knight as part of the Queen's Guard in England during the medieval times, and he's on a quest to find the long-lost treasure of Blackbeard. Bear with me, guys. I'm not a children's storybook writer. Okay, generate story. Okay, whoa, sorry. It says here. Okay, yeah, we obviously got an issue. Enter your Gemini API key. So it's cool because it says here auto-generate. Because this is Gemini that sits as the backend or is the AI that's used for Firebase Studio, we can auto-generate because we've got everything connected already. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. Okay, so now it's ready. Okay, so let me put in all these details again. Jagger is a knight in the Queen's Guard who lives in England during the medieval times, and he's on a quest to find the long-lost treasure of the Queen who's been hidden, I don't know, in Norwich. Oh yeah, generate. Okay, I did find 2 issues, but Sir Jagger, a knight with shining armor and a heart of gold, served in the Queen's Guard in medieval England. He was known throughout the kingdom for his... Okay, I mean, nice little short story. Can't download this. We can download this as a PDF. Failed to load, so that didn't work. And 2 issues were identified, so we do have the 2 issues over here. Thing is, when it comes to errors, how do we deal with these? Like, how do we give AI the error? Okay, it says here fix error, so it can go ahead and fix your error, very similar to Lovable. But yeah, that's how the AI would work. How you can use AI as part of your build. Very similar. The awesome thing is you can just auto generate an API key because it's using Gemini, which is a real solid LLM anyway. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video of me figuring this out with you together. My overall take here is I think Google have done an okay job. I think the ability to generate API keys on the spot is pretty cool. The annotating or drawing and making changes on your drawing and then those being added to your build could work for some people, could not be used at all by other people who have a mouse and keyboard and don't want to use and don't want to do that. So those are the things I think are in favor. I think the UI and the way it looks is terrible off the bat. And when you try and make those changes and improve it, it doesn't really follow what you want. So when you want to change the color of a button, it doesn't do it. It changes the color of everything. So I don't know if these are bugs that are going to be figured out, but as far as that goes, I'm not changing over to Firebase Studio today. Does that make sense? I'll use Lovable. I enjoyed doing that. I like using Data Button. I'll carry on using that. So far, not good enough to change over for me, but it's not bad. And I think, if they have a couple iterations, it is Google at the end of the day. They can, they could definitely make this entire market if they wanted to. But I think this is a very okay starting point. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do remember to like and subscribe. I think we are like a few subscribers away from 6,000 subscribers, which would be pretty awesome to reach. Birthday is on Tuesday, the 15th. So it will be a nice little celebratory 6,000 if we can hit that. And yeah, if you guys are non-technical, want to learn how to code, but have no background and you want to build something, this is the time to do it. And that's what my channel is focused on. So definitely give me a like and a follow. And I'll carry on bringing better and better content to you as we go forward. Other than that, let me know what you guys are building. And if you check out Firebase Studio, let me know in the comments. And I will see you on the next video. Cheers.